Yo, what's good, YouTube, and God bless. Praise the Lord if you're able to watch this video today. It's your boy Sick, and I am back for another Bleach Rebirth for the Souls video for you today. This time is going to be about the patch notes. Yes, the patch is live, and we looking alright. We looking alright. There wasn't too much character adjustments. I mean, there was. They took out all the infinites and stuff like that. And yeah, we looking really good. So I'm just gonna read off some of the changes, and then we gonna go over the main big changes for the most part, and the other ones I'm just gonna gloss over because there's a lot of little changes as well, and a lot of characters got touched. But we're gonna go over the main big changes. So one change, it says general battle adjustments. Reduce the amount of fighting spirit gained when a Kanpaku is destroyed. So this is basically when you soul break your opponent, right? And the fighting spirit that you used to get used to be huge. When you soul break an opponent, and the fighting spirit that your opponent used to get used to jump up a lot. So now you had to decide if you wanted to just go for the regular Keycon, right? Super, without soul breaking the opponent, and that wouldn't give them that much to their fighting spirit, or you had to choose, if you did go for the fighting spirit, 9 times out of 10 the opponent was immediately going to awaken directly after. So supposedly they changed that, and that's a good thing. Now it kind of dials back the choices of, like, okay, do I go for the Keycon here, or do I go for soul break? This makes soul break a little bit better, right? Since you don't get that much fighting spirit, so you have to worry about your opponent immediately jumping into awakening, because there was a strat where you could lose that first Kanpaku stock on purpose, right? And you would get your soul, or you would get your awakening. So that shouldn't be a thing like that no more. So we'll see. Next thing, it says fix the issue where the damage, stun, or chain reverse vary depending on the awakening stage. I don't know what that really means. I don't know. In the online matches, adjusted unattended unblockable frames during wake up, correcting issues where combos will infinitely extend. So basically they removed all the infinites, right? They removed all the infinites when you're getting up off of wake up and you couldn't block at all. So Byakuya was a character that abused this, Yoriichi was a character that abused this, and there was a couple other characters that could do this as well. Sajin could do this, Kira could do this, but it was like situational depending on the character. Shinji could do this, but it was situational depending on the character. Chad could do this, situational. Gin could do this with certain moves. So yeah, they removed all of this. So now, as soon as you wake up, you should be able to block at all times now. So that is a great change now. That's a great change. So now we're going to get to character adjustments. And the first change was Bankai Ichigo. So now Bankai Ichigo, his Keycon move or Hakugeki move doesn't travel as far as it did when you used to do moves before it. So this is more mainly so for combos. So I'm gonna show this on screen what happens. So basically Bankai Ichigo, he was able to do long combos, right? And he was able to do stuff like this. After that hit, he was able to do that, and it will travel across the whole entire screen to try to chase the opponent and hit him with the attack. That is not the case no more. So those type of combos is non-existent. But he still has his Getsuga Aura combos, so that's still a thing. He loses some of his Oki. He still has his Oki on knockdown. Let me show the case that. So before, if you was to do an Oki situation, you was able to do something like this and beat them out with a quick attack, with the dash attack, but now that's not the case. But you are able to still dash in and hit with with the heavy attack now. So your button presses that you have to do on your Oki is a little bit different, but he's pretty much still the same. For some reason, it feels like he walks faster. I feel like they buff speed just a little bit. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'm bugging. But I think they buff speed just a little bit. But you're still able to do stuff like that. His combos, for the most part, he still has his Getsuga Aura loops. The only thing is he doesn't get stuff like, if he does stuff like this. Let's say he did this, and he do Sega twice. Before you was able to do a Hakugeki and you were able to combo from there, but now that's not the case. So he doesn't have stuff like that no more. Other little changes that he has is, I guess when he goes into his reawakening, he gets less health than he did before. So before you should start out with a full bar of health. Now I think you have a little bit less than that. That don't make no sense to me, but it is what it is. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for Bankai Ichigo. Alright, so now we got Dangai Ichigo. And they said they fixed something with his spiritual pressure 1 move. That's his counter. So I guess it wasn't working in certain situations. They also said with his signature move, which is his command grab, they restricted movement with it. So basically they gave him more recovery frames basically. So at level 1 you really didn't get a Oki situation anyways. But at level 2 and 3 you was able to get Oki situations. And level 3 you was able to combo into it with your grab or with your spiritual pressure 2 move. But at level 3 you're not able to do that no more, and I'm gonna showcase that a little bit later. But yeah, so yeah, his Oki basically got worse because of that. Also, his Oki off his medium attack is not the same no more. They changed that, the frames on that. Before you was able to cleanly beat the opponent out, now you're not able to. But his Oki still stands the same for level 2 or level 3. But for level 1, nope, he don't have this Oki no more. He doesn't cleanly beat them out anymore. Alright, so I'll be doing the same Oki at level 2. And now we're back at the same type of advantage we have. And it makes sense. It makes sense. It weakens Dangai Ichigo, but it makes sense. It goes with the thing with him getting stronger all the way as he level up. So that makes sense. And his Oki at level 2, before he was able to cleanly beat them out, they're not able to dash and beat them out no more. So you're going to have to basically just whiff space from that range. Another thing they said about him is that when he hits the opponent with the Kikon move, he gives the opponent a lot of fighting spirit now. So they basically make it that it's easier to kill Dangai Ichigo. And you still basically, your character, Dangai Ichigo character is the same. It's basically easier for you to kill Dangai Ichigo now. Because anytime you hit them with the Kikon move, you're going to get stronger. You're going to get to your awaken quicker. You're going to get to your spirit drive and Kikon channel moves quicker and stuff like that. And it takes you longer to get to fighting spirit and the Kikon drive or the spirit drive. It takes you longer now. I don't know if that's really going to mean much because you have the soul reverse to help you get to those states quicker anyways. So I don't know how much is that going to matter, but it takes you longer to get to that state, and it takes the opponent an easier time now because your Kikon, anytime you hit them with the Kikon move, you're going to give them more meters to that state. Now at level 3 he loses his Oki. So at level 2 he had his Oki, but at level 3 he loses it. So now something like this would have worked before. Now he cleanly gets hits out. And even if you go for dash quick attacks on Oki, you get hit out now. So now you got to have a different play style. So level 2 you're able to steamroll and get them in Oki situations and stuff like that. But now level 3 you don't have that no more. So you gotta keep that in mind. And this signature skill used to combo into this, and now it don't combo no more. So keep that in mind as well. So they did it. They did their job in trying to balance Dangai Ichigo, and we just have to wait and see what that looks like. Did that balance work? So Uryu, he just got to change, and ain't nothing too crazy. And I actually think the changes they made to him made him a little bit worse, but it is what it is. So basically, his change. This is one good change. After his grab, he could follow with a ho-ho attack. Before he couldn't do that, so mostly the only thing he could really do is just this, right, for Oki. So that's one good change. one bad change is that before he was able to cancel this ho-ho follow-up, right, which is holding the button, and he would be able to do this, and then you could do stuff like that after. But now he don't have that no more. So I kinda wish they didn't do that. So that's a nerf in some type of way, because sometimes you could use that in situations where you cancel it, you dash back in, go for a grab, or you cancel it, shoot the arrows up in the air, let them fall top of your opponent's head. But now he doesn't have the option no more, so that's kind of a nerf in that type of way. I kind of wish they would have kept it the way it is. They could have buffed this and made it that he could have did this, and then have him still be able to cancel it. That would have been dope, but it is what it is. Alright, now we're going to talk about the changes with Rukia. Rukia had a couple changes. So now, her special flash attack, you could flash step after it and get a combo from there. So that's one change. Like before, you wasn't able to do that. Now you're able to do that. Overall, she has gotten a damage buff in Awakening. They adjusted some frames with her, like some guard damage stuff with the frame stuff like that. Another thing is that they took away her shotgun loops, or whatever you call it. This move right here, you was able to loop that over and over and over. They took that away. So in Awakening, you was able to do stuff like this up to 3 times. They have faulted knees. You was able to do it again up to 3 times. Now that's not the case at all. So that kind of limits her combo game. But the change they made for that is that she does more damage in general. So look at this. Does a lot more damage now. Period. She does a lot more damage now. Period. Let's just say if you was to go with something like this. Even that just does a lot of damage now. So even though they took away her combo potential with the shotgun loops, she does a lot of damage now. So she's still gonna be a good character. She's still pretty much gonna be the same. She's not missing much because they replaced that with the damage. So she's still gonna be good. Yeah. So Yamamoto has gotten a nerf to his special flash attack. This move right here. Before you was able to just infinitely do it, and as long as you had the heat meter or whatever, that little bar down low to do it, you could just keep holding it and do it. That's not the case no more, as you can see. So that's a nerf to Yamamoto. Another thing about it, you could do it for far out, right? When it's far out, you can still hold it to get to your opponent. All right, but once you make contact with your opponent, it's not going to function the same no more. So just keep that in mind. Another thing about it, it's not plus on block no more. Not at all. Nowhere near plus a block. The only thing about it now is that he can't do anything at all. Like, you can't backdash. Can't do anything. So you're forced to block. So that's the one bad thing about it. If you're going to nerf it like this, at least make it that he's able to backdash after. Give some type of safety, because his normal was up close. He already really can't backdash. He can do it off of 2, but off of 3 he can't backdash. This is going to be a very strong approach into it, and he can't backdash off of it. So, I don't know how that's going to make Yama in the whole grand scheme of things, but he is definitely a nerf. They did a couple other little changes, but nothing really too important. This is the main thing, is that that's not plus on block no more, and you can't infinitely do it to break the opponent guard. Alright, moving on to Tosin. Got some couple buffs. Only 2, but it makes him a lot better. He goes from being a bottom 5 character to probably a mid-tier character now. Probably bottom 10. He's still kind of whatever, but his counter actually works how it's supposed to. You could combo after it now, so that's really, really good. I don't know if this is just a training mode thing. I haven't played an online match at all to know yet, but you can actually see yourself now when you're using Bankai, so that's pretty good as well too. and he still combos with his counter off of Bankai as well. So that's really, really good. And his counter is supposed to work intentionally, how it's supposed to work. I didn't really seem to have a problem with his counter not working, but I guess in certain situations his counter wasn't working how it's supposed to work. So now that's a thing. Now it works how it's supposed to work. One more thing with Tosin is that it was a huge bug if this move hit counter hit in Bankai. Let's see if I can get it to hit. It was a huge bug if this move was to hit in Bankai. You would get stuck in place and would not be able to do nothing at all. But now that doesn't seem like it's the case no more. You're able to actually combo off of it. And now we talk about the rest of the cast. Sajin and Renji, they got nerfs to their awakenings before they was able to regain their health fully back from awakening. So they could be all the way in the red at pop awakening and have full health again. That's not the case no more. Their health would be at exactly where it's at from where they popped their awakening at. So that's good. I do think Renji needs some nerfs. Renji is really, really good in this game. He's definitely one of the top tier characters. I think they should nerf his special flash attack in some way. I don't know how they would do it because I understand the reason why it's like that, but he definitely need a nerf. And Sajin, besides that, what else they did with Sajin? Nothing else really. So moved on to Yoriichi. She lost her infinite. That's all they did. They made it that you cannot they made it that you're able to block after a wake up now, and before her infinite was taking advantage of that, so she doesn't have that no more. So sucks for her. Kira, he had an infinite. Basically on certain characters you wasn't able to block. They removed that. Ikaku, they just fixed them up a little bit. They removed his infinite. They also made it that he could do a flash step follow-up attack after certain moves that he wasn't able to do before. And they did something with his Spiritual Pressure 1 move. It says Spiritual Pressure 1 move increased the damage amount of the parry step button follow-up. So when the parry happens in the Spiritual Pressure 1 move, he does more damage. Aizen, they did a lot with Aizen actually. They increased his damage for his flash attack, for when he's in the Hoyoku fusion stage. Fixed the issue in something that happens during reawakening. His signature move got changed. They fixed some issues where the follow-up attack wasn't coming out sometimes. They showing the time period of the cocoon stage of the Hoyoku. And they reduced the amount of fighting spirit that he gains going towards his Hoyoku stage. Byakuya, they removed his infinite. And yeah, that's pretty much it. His signature attack can't follow up from quick attacks or flash attacks. So I'm pretty sure it would go now. You could do it. You could do the signature attack. You could probably chain it into the flash attacks and the quick attacks, but you cannot chain back into your signature attack. Before you was able to do so. Mayuri, he lost his block infinite, and they fixed something with his Kikon. They fixed something with his Kikon 1 move. Kikon move 1, and that's really it. Cayenne, they made it that it's easier to do his loops now. And they changed the charge time of his special flash attack when he's in the current aura state. Shinji, they made it that his parry works how it's supposed to work. Sometimes the parry didn't work. Sometimes it did work on certain characters. Sometimes you could hit them with the parry and then you wouldn't be able to combo after that. So they supposedly fixed that. Then they did other little stuff. They made combos that supposedly wasn't connecting before, able to connect. Stark, they did a whole bunch of stuff. A little bug fixes. Fix the issue when combos would infinitely extend under certain circumstances. So I guess he had some type of infinite. They took that out. Made it so special flash attack made it so it follows up correctly with specific inputs. They fixed that. They fixed some of his breaker. Everything that they did don't change him much as a character. is a whole bunch of bug fixes, so don't really change it much. Halle Bell, I guess she had certain stuff to her where she wasn't getting the aura gauge when she hit you with the move or you block a move. There was no meter building from the aura gauge, so they fixed that. They gave her more invincibility. Like, they increased the invincibility time on a spiritual pressure move too. That's kind of crazy because it's already good. And quick attack supposedly have more block stun in the signature upgrade state. So I guess she's more plus on block when she has her aura all the way up, her aura gauge all the way up. So that's pretty good. And now all they really did with Nell is just fix her combos. It was like an online thing where sometimes her combos will drop. They made it that's not the case no more. And they changed it that she can't cancel her ho-ho follow-up. Before, she had combos where she could do, like, she could cancel her flash attack follow-up and go into more combos. And it seems like they changed that. They made it back to regular. So I guess that was a bug with her and Uryu, where they was able to cancel their ho-ho follow-ups. And that's not the case no more. And that's pretty much it for the character stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They said they adjusted the movements to some battle actions and improved usable operational stability. But as far as characters, yeah, that's pretty much it. No one got no crazy nerf. I mean, besides the broken stuff that wasn't supposed to be in the game. But besides that, everybody else seems to be pretty solid. Now we're going to see how the game plays, where in its intended state. We're going to see how the game plays, and we're going to see if we're going to need any more changes from there. I obviously think we do still need changes. Like, Renji is really good. Like, he need to get nerfed somehow, some way. Maybe he can't cancel into his special flash attack from his sweep attack. Maybe that nerf alone will probably change him a little bit. But yeah, Zaraki needs some buffs. I think Tosin still needs some buffs. I think Stark still needs some buffs. Uryu probably still needs some buffs. Yeah, we still... Shunsui, he ain't get nothing done to him. He might need a buff. But besides that, it seems like the game gonna be in a better state. But only time will tell. But yeah, folks, that's pretty much the end of the road for this video. Hopefully you was able to enjoy the video. If you did enjoy the video and you learned something new, please smash the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I have tons of content for you to enjoy. Check out some of the gameplays. Check out some of the guides. There's a whole bunch on the channel for you to enjoy. I have a whole bunch of videos of Bleach Rebirth for Souls, and I'm not done, nowhere near done yet. Alright? So, hopefully, y'all enjoy everything. Hope y'all all have a nice day. Peace.